any thoughts on that?
Okay. Oh, well, it's kind of such a broad topic. Some call karma the DNA of the soul.
Uh-huh.
And is there more meaning to that? Because it's also something we identify with what's external to us, the universe controlling us.
Actually, it's a loaded word, right? Karma. A lot of people use it. It's a very loaded word. But to make it more simple, it is just cause and effect. You just do something and you have a reaction to that, right? So it is just a cause and effect principle.
Is there some idea of like an engagement with a self reflecting universe or self-creating universe?
No, actually you do something, there is a cause, that's called the cause, right? And there will be an effect. So it's basically cause and effect, and it operates in people's life, and we believe it intrinsically. If you go and touch a hot pan, what happens? Your fingers will get burned. Right? You don't do that. So the cause and effect principle is ingrained within us. Where we can see the effects clearly, we believe, right? There is no question of belief. It is implicit. Are you getting my point, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just universal. People expect it when they don't. This creates a problem, and then religion has to address it.
I don't jump the red light. I know that I'll meet with an accident. So that is self-evident. That's what I'm trying to say. Self-evident. So what is creating the problem here? Because though the entire Hinduism and Buddhism and Eastern philosophies are based on karma theory, the principle of karma is fundamental to their spiritual beliefs. But still, there is a lot of dishonesty and there is a lot of conflict, just like in the Western world. In the Eastern world also, there are a lot of conflicts. People are dishonest. They go to court. They cheat. It's just like here. Human beings everywhere are the same. So my question is, why don't people take that seriously? That means people are not taking it seriously. If crime is still happening in India, in China, in all these countries where they believe in karma theory, right? If crime is still happening, people are still, doing some wrong things. That means that they don't take it seriously.
Right. Do you think it's any blame on what's called the problem of evil or theodicy, where?
Yeah, I mean, see, they know that, right? It is their spiritual belief that you have to do good karma to get good results, and karma is the basis of their spiritual beliefs, and that spiritual ecosystem is based on karma. Karma is a fundamental to that. But still, why there is so much crime, dishonesty, and cheating and everything?
Right.
That's my question. You're getting my point?
Yeah, maybe it's because people don't really feel like when they make an action, there is a direct consequence.
That's where I am trying to come in. See, people are more driven by survival of the fittest philosophy. When there is scarcity, people adopt dishonest means to survive, and quite often times you cannot question it, because if he doesn't have food to eat, or like he doesn't have medicine, the people, they tend to do whatever needs to be done to survive. So survival of the fittest drives most of the attitude and behavior and ethics of large sections of the population.
Right. Got self-preservation instinct.
Exactly. more than the karma theory. What I feel that is, it is in the books, but nobody takes it seriously. It is in our religious texts. It is mentioned that karma is a fact of life, and that's what you get in your life, whatever based on your previous actions, whatever you have done, right? But I don't think nobody takes it seriously. Otherwise, the politicians will not be dishonest. Things will not be the way they are. What do you say?
Right.
So why do you think people don't take it seriously?
Yeah, I just think they're just disconnected from how their actions have an effect and how the actions tied to karma.
My idea into this is they don't take it seriously because they don't see the connection. You're getting my point?
Yeah, the connection between.
Say for example, today I went and did some dishonest act, like I robbed a bank or I killed somebody. Tomorrow nothing is going to happen for me, right? Unless there is evidence and court finds out that you are guilty or whatever. That's a different thing altogether. But people do all these things.
Yeah, typically not.
Are you getting what I'm trying to arrive at?
Unless they have a conscience.
No, it's not the question of conscience. What I'm trying to arrive at is, there is a gap between cause and effect. So for example, there is a saying in English, as you sow, so you reap, right? It is correct. That's what the karma theory is based on. But the problem here is, you sow some seeds today, right? Will you get the crop tomorrow? No, right? You will get the crop after 6 months or after 1 year, based on rain and other environmental factors. You will get the crop after 6 months or 1 year. And if it is a mango tree or a coconut tree, you will get the coconuts after 20 years, right?
I see. So
are you sensing what I am getting at? There is a gap between the seed and the result of that seed. And sometimes there is a very, very huge gap, and people don't see the connection. That's why they don't take it seriously. You got the point?
Right.
They don't see the connection because the gap is too huge. I do something, I rob some guy of some money or do some harm or hurt somebody in some way, and the consequence is not immediate.
Right, and so whenever there isn't a consequence, they're like, well, it couldn't be connected.
It is registered somewhere, I agree. But tomorrow Monday I'll go to the office and I'll get the paycheck after 2 weeks, and I go about my life, right? And when is that consequence is going to come back? The consequence is going to come back when the situation is ripe for that. When that kind of situation, when the situation is ripe, the nature will give it back to you. So people don't see that connection. You getting my point?
Right. It's too big of a time delay usually.
Yes. The seeds, there are different types of seeds. Some Buddhist philosophy talks about this. Some Buddhist philosophers have this idea, seed theory. There are different types of seeds you sow, and the results will come to you at different points of time. It's not immediate, and it's not depending upon the nature of the seed that you sowed. That result will come after 5 years, 10 years, maybe 15 years, and sometimes in the next lifetime. You are getting my point right now?
Yeah, and so is there any way to know?
That's the biggest problem of the karma theory. There is no way to know this connection. You might have sown different kinds of seeds, and you might be even getting a consolidated kind of reaction at some point of time. So there is no way to know what is going to be the exact nature of the reaction or the effect.
Okay.
Right? Because there are a number of causes. Those a number of causes may create a number of effects, or everything may be consolidated into a single effect. Nobody will be able to decipher that. So that is the biggest loophole or problem of this theory. That's why nobody takes it seriously. Because they don't know. Basically, they don't know. They think that, somebody, you do something and you go scot-free, right? That's it. It's really crazy. You might be a very, very excellent guy, but you did only one crime of killing somebody, but still you will be punished.
Right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I might be, 99% of my actions might be good, and one of it may be wrong. But for that, the court will punish me, right? So nature also, I think, will do the same. I mean, when the legal system, whatever legal system does, a person can escape the legal system, but they cannot escape this natural cause and effect, right? But this has to be taken on face value. You cannot ask me to show me the proof. I cannot. So that is the reason one of the Hindu gods told that don't expect any result. Just do your actions, but don't expect any result, because the result will be based on lot of other causes. You are getting it?
It's right. It's too complex. It's not something we can just take.
And you will be disappointed. That's why he said that don't expect any result. Just keep doing the actions without expecting the result. But that was so counterintuitive, right? Because people expect a result. I mean, like you just cannot tell somebody to wake up in the morning at 7 a.m. and do the job and don't expect a paycheck.
Right.
So that is the biggest problem with that theory. And though it is there, it's very serious. It is the backbone of that spiritual tradition, but nobody takes it seriously.
Right. It seems more like an ideal. Everyone wants to be true, but it's hard to.
It is just like one of those things in every religion where people, write something in the book. The book says something, but the book is in its place. People's life is in some other place, right? And then, how this karma operates is through your thought process. Through your thought process, it brings it basically it finds its expression. So the Buddhists went into meditation. They tried to go behind the thought process. Basically, karma is nothing but conditioning in another sense. Conditioning means you are colored in some way. You come with some baggage. That's why it's called conditioning. The different people try to explain that in more sophisticated forms, where in a more rational forms, not sophisticated, in more rational terms like cause and effect, conditioning, baggage, whatever you want to call it. But ultimately, it is the same thing, and it is very difficult to overcome that thing because it operates through your thought process, and you don't have any control over your thoughts. They come and go, right? So that's what Buddhists try to do. They try to do meditation so that they can go beyond the thought process, so that they can go beyond this reactive state of mind, right? Reacting to their thoughts and all that. They try to find some gap between the thoughts, which they call silence or stillness or whatever. All nonsense, right? Nothing happens. They keep meditating for 20, 30 years and nothing happens. It is complex. It is difficult. You're getting my point, right?
Yeah.
It is really difficult unless you come to a state where you think only if you want to think. Otherwise, there are no thoughts. You are totally silent. Unless you come to that state, the karma keeps operating on you. Right? And that's a very difficult state to reach. It's not intellectual, it is existential. The thought process has to stop by itself. Right? It has to stop by itself. It's not like you cannot stop it. It's involuntary. You cannot do that.
Right.
That's why it's so hard. That's why they go and meditate, because they cannot force it to stop. They just practice silence. They just try not to do anything so that the thought will lose its power over them. That is the concept.
Very interesting.
They just thought, for thought it is a resistance. Resistance is nothing but thought. When you offer no resistance, it goes away. But it's not easy. It's very arduous process, right? It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not at all easy. So the spiritual gurus don't talk about it. Nobody talks about it because it is tough.
Yeah.
People don't want to do that. People want to attend some sadhu, some sage, talking nonsense, and they want to attend all these sessions as some kind of entertainment.
Right, just make them feel better. If it causes a discomfort, they're done.
They just want, after a day's hard day's work, they want to just sit there and see some guys speak about all these things. It feels good, they feel a little boost to their self-esteem, whatever, and they go. Nothing happens with that. Nothing happens with anything. The Buddhists were sitting in meditation for 20 years. Even that is difficult. They find some space in between the thoughts, it seems. But once that, unless there are two different states where thought is going continuously, where you are silent and using thought whenever it is required, there are two different things. Either you are there or you are here. You are not in between. Buddhists will say like, okay, I'll find some gaps sometimes. That's nonsense. Either you are silent and you using your thoughts when required, or else you are like, you have no control of your thoughts. You have to do it. There are only two things. You cannot be in middle. You are getting my point, right? Either you are there or you are here. There is no such thing as a middle state. So it's all like, there is a lot of confusion. A lot of people are like, trying to do all kinds of things, but they could not do anything at this point. The way the thought operates, right? Involuntary process. They are not able to get over that. So the karma is so powerful. So it keeps expressing in a person's life. It seems like through their conditioning, through their baggage, which comes through memory and thought process. That's how it is. So that's how deep it is. Right?
Yeah, right. That's how it works into their life and how they can work around it, as opposed to
how they can work around it. There is no simple solution here.
Well, maybe not around it, but with it.
There is no magic bullet. This is a very fundamental, serious issue, because of which a lot of conflicts are taking place, because people come with their own baggage, their own conditioning to issues. When you face an issue with baggage, you are reacting, you are not solving any issue. So there is conflict. Conflict may be a small conflict may be a world war. Everything is a conflict at the end of the day. So all that is happening because people are not able to see things clearly. Their conditioning is coming into play. The memory is coming into play. And thoughts, they're using thoughts to deal with these issues, which is nothing but memory, right? So that's how it is. Though I know, even I am talking right. I know it intellectually, but I am not in a state where I use thoughts only when it's required. No, it's not. You're getting my point?
Yeah.
So conditioning are like, cause and effect. They are very, very hard topics. Very hard for anybody to be free of them.
Right.
Some Buddhists will achieve some kind of non-reactive state. I mean, like, say for example, you get all kinds of bad thoughts, but you don't act upon them, right? You just observe them, right? Probably by meditating and all that, they will come to a more balanced state. But still it is a conflicted state only. As I said, either you are there or you are here. There is no middle point. You're getting my point, right?
Right. There's no way to kind of put a pause on karma.
Either there is light or dark. There is no such thing as shade in this. Either you are free from it, you are using thought, or thought is using you. There is no middle state there.
Yeah, I see.
That's one dimension of living, right? Either you go beyond that and live in that dimension, or you are living in this dimension. There is no such thing I am practicing it. There is no such thing as I am more aware or less aware. There is nothing like that. So everybody, I think, is in the same boat. At the end of the day, But anyway, our original discussion was why nobody takes karma seriously.
Right, maybe that's part of the plan, or maybe the way it's set up, because if we did have a direct reaction from karma with everything good or bad, we would kind of just lose our free will in a sense.
Free will, I mean, like, again, you have the free will in the sense that you have the discretion not to act upon your thoughts. That's where I think a little bit of free will comes. You don't have to act upon your thoughts, or like you don't have to. You can slow down. You can tend to be less reactive. Things like that. But I'm not an authority on this subject. I've not realized it myself, so I cannot talk with whatever I'm talking. It's just knowledge. Right? Nobody should take it as truth. Right? This is just knowledge. We are just discussing some points. But it's not like our direct experience or anything like that. We are just discussing the existing state of affairs, the way they exist. That's all. We have not experienced that state ourselves. We have not gone behind the thought process. We are just like everybody else. Only thing is we know a little bit more. That's all. So that's about the thing. So we can conclude this discussion here, right?
All right.
Do you have any questions on this further? Any doubts?
Well, it'd be interesting to see how your Vedic astrology is going to, tie that in and give you some kind of possibly framework for understanding the cause and effect.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, that in Vedic astrology, the nodes of the moon, as we discussed earlier, Ketu and Rahu, right? They are the karmic axis points.
Right.
They are instrumental in bringing past life karma into the present. And also the planet Saturn also is linked to karma. And Vedic astrology, whatever comes out of your 8th house is fixed karma, means which is difficult to break. Whatever karma comes out of your 6th house and 12th house, they can be remedied with effort. They can be modified with effort. Whatever comes out of 8th house, it's kind of more fixed in nature. So you have to.
I see.
You have to go through that. That's what it says. Vedic astrology says, and nothing but that chart itself is nothing but your karmic map, as I said earlier, right? And then that will show the landscape or contours of your life, and you have the free will to overcome that, to take what is given and do better than that, right? Plan your life accordingly and all. But nobody comes without a baggage. I mean, everyone has a baggage. Somebody is traveling light and somebody is traveling heavy. That's the only difference.
I see.
Somebody is like, their planets are all positioned in the right houses. They have exalted planets. They glide through life. I mean, like, you see some people, I mean, like, everything happens for them in time. All the good things come to them without much effort, right? Means like they're traveling light. They're traveling light. They don't have any hard karma to resolve in this life. And for some people, it is heavy. At every step, they have to overcome something. They have to face the obstacles. Right from childhood, they have all these abusive homes, situations, right? which cannot be avoided. You are born at a particular place in a particular home. That's all. So all these things. That is the only difference. Somebody is traveling light, and somebody is traveling, carrying a heavy luggage and baggage. I mean, if you are light and if you are spiritually oriented, definitely that helps. If I have a lot of money, of course we can buy leisure, and leisure is mandatory to improve your knowledge, to be cultural. What culture? There is no culture when you are working for 18 hours a day just to fulfill your basic needs. Where is the scope for developing your culture, knowledge, paintings, intellect, traveling? Nothing comes into that picture, right?
Right.
So all these things come with money. Money buys leisure, and leisure buys your intellectual and other. You can develop other capabilities.
Right.
Without that, there is nothing. I mean, like people talk this and that, moralities and all that. It's nothing. Without a degree of prosperity, it's very difficult.
Right.
There was one Indian guru, Rajneesh. There was one guy called Rajneesh. He said, "I respect rich people, right?" I think only rich people should come to me, because for poor people, they don't need. For poor people, spirituality is a luxury for them.
That's true.
It's a luxury. they don't have any business, coming here and listening to all this. So they just go and they just make money. Rich people, they respect money and rich people. He was a little bit eccentric kind of guy. He was an eccentric. He had all kinds of some original ideas he had, and he's well known. And he's a great guy, spiritual. But this was another thing he said, like, I respect because they have the time to pursue this spirituality and explore all this, read a library of books. Who has the patience to read a library of books?
That's true.
You will be called cultured when you read, Oscar Wilde, Shakespeare, this and that. But you need time, right?
Right.
So I think we diverted towards a lot of topics.
Yeah. Karma is very wide-reaching, and like you're saying, kind of.
The problem is I have read a bunch of books, but I still could not get to the root of it. But when they talked about the seed theory, that was a little bit impressive for me, because then it started making a little bit sense that because we don't see the causal connection, we don't take it seriously. I felt it.
Right.
And also these Buddhist philosophers, they pushed it a little bit more. They said that, okay, you want good things in life, then sow good seeds intentionally. You are getting my point?
Okay.
They started telling that, okay, you are lonely in your life. Go to a hospital, do some voluntary service, give company to somebody. Somebody will come into your life. You are getting my point?
Yeah.
Put the good seeds in, then they started telling basically that whatever you want in life, help someone get it. Okay, you will get that in your life. That's what they started telling. I don't know if it works, because again, even if you plant the seeds, good seeds, there is a time gap. Remember, the seeds will not become flowers immediately. It will take time. So how do you prove it?
Right.
You should do something like that in your life and see if it happens. You have to experiment with it, right? But then they have other theories, like if the seeds are really strong, the results will be quick. If the seeds are weak, the results are going to be late. Things like that. Okay. Basically, it is an interesting concept that they are using the karma theory to achieve things in life. You are getting my point?
Right. To try and maybe make it a little more specific.
Yeah, of course you can do that. Somebody who understands that mechanism clearly can take the advantage. Somebody who doesn't understand how it works, how he can take the advantage of that? I think these guys know something about that, some seed theory and all that they have. I don't remember that guy's name right now, but they seem to suggest to people to take advantage of this by implementing that those principles. Whatever they want in life, they want to go and do the same thing to someone. If they want a lot of money, help someone make a lot of money. That's what the principle is. That's what this whole principle is based on, their principle. And that is based on their understanding how their karma works, right? But that's kind of hard, right? Not many people can do that. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly encouraging people to want to know, at least if I want a certain type of karma, then I'm going to have to put it in. That's going to have to be my output as well. So
it does make sense, right?
Yeah,
it does make sense, right? I mean, like if you have a problem, some problem, say you are not able to you are not able to get a job. Let us say, if you go to this guy, he will say, go and help someone get a job, help him, right? Consequently, you will also get a job, something like that. It does make sense, but I don't know. I mean, like I've never tried that. It's interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if there's ever experiments that have been done, long-term studies.
They talk as if it is the reality, right?
Oh yeah.
So I read a couple of books. It seems like they talk with a lot of confidence, but I've never tried that. I mean, it seems true sometimes. All these people who are helping other people, I know that they lead better lives, more satisfied lives. That much I know.
Sure, yeah.
Exactly that result will come or not, that I'm not in a position to give you conclusions based on something that I have not tried.
I see. I guess we're left to do our own experiments.
We can try that out sometime. We can select some. It's not like a major thing. We can select some small thing and see how it goes, and see whether we get the result or not. It's based on karma theory, seed theory. You plant whatever fruits you want. You go and plant those kind of seeds, right? You get those fruits. It's as
very good metaphor.
Yeah, we can conclude this video here.
Okay.